I got on all fours. I literally went in my vagina and I pulled my baby out. Hello YouTube, hola amigos, annyeonghaseyo. If you want to watch videos like this, which are interesting facts about us, make sure you hit the like button. I'll give you 5 seconds for that. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. I'll give you 5 seconds to subscribe. Okay, I think this is the first video that I do by myself ever without one of my family's members in it, and it feels a little awkward, but I think I got this. So by the title you can tell that this video is going to be the story of how I delivered last little baby who's a boy. So I'm gonna give you the birth story, right? Because when people say, hey, share an interesting fact about you, or hey, share something interesting about you, or something cool, honestly there's a lot of cool things about me that I don't think they're cool because they're about me. But if I told you, you'd be like, oh, that's quite interesting. Like, I was born in an island. I think that's quite interesting. Like, not like Jamaica, but like a little tiny island, you know, where one of the malls is right by the beach. So you can literally come out the mall and go to the beach. I think that's interesting. But this interesting story is gonna be about how I gave birth to our last born. Okay, so like I said, it's my first video, me by myself. So it feels totally awkward. Like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm by myself. I don't have a piece of me, you know, like we're a brand. You guys are here. I'm just kidding. Okay. You guys inspired me, so I'll make this work. All right, so now I'll tell you the story, right? My story's a little bit like all over the place, but I'll give you the story. So with all my 2 other kids, the older 2, I wanted a home birth or a water birth, but it just didn't work out, right? I had good insurance. I didn't have to go wait mad long nowhere. It was just like everything was cool. I didn't have to wait at the doctors forever. I had a doctor who I knew how she was. I knew how she worked. I already knew her. So I was like, you know what? And Kevin was totally against it. So I was like, you know what? Fine. Let me just do this regular hospital birth, right? But with the last one, disclaimer, right? I'm so led by God, right? And I'm being brave for saying this, but I'm really led by God. When I tell you that my life is walking by faith and not by sight, my life is walking by faith and not by sight, right? So when I decide something in my head, God puts something in my heart, he puts something in my head, and I'm walking full force on it. So with this whole home birth thing, you'll hear the story develop, but it was all God. Like, I can't take no credit for it. It was all God. Okay, so here goes. I didn't really go to the doctor like that. Okay, I only went a few times, 2 or 3 times. But there's nothing wrong with that for me. If you gotta do it, you have to do what you gotta do. Everybody's different. Like, with the other 2, I went to the doctor like every week or whatever. So with this baby, I didn't go to the doctor like that. And I wanted to have a home birth because I just love everything natural. Like my face. Okay, seriously. So I just like everything natural. So I wanted to have a home birth. And I was looking for a midwife, right? So I was talking to a midwife and I was trying to work it out with her. I changed my insurance so my insurance can cover her. But the problem that happened with that was that my insurance wasn't going to cover her because I wasn't going to see her enough times. I kind of signed up with her too late, so I wasn't going to see her enough times. So when when I hit her up, we try to do it. She did everything she possibly can. I believe in my heart that she did everything she possibly can, but it just didn't work. Like, she wasn't able to make it work. So I was like, all right. So I asked her about cash, like how to pay cash, and she was like, that is $6,000 for the visits, for her to be here during the birth, and for her to come and check on me after. So I was like, can I get a discount? And she was like, you know, that is the discount. Regular is like $12,000. And I was like, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I considered it, right? Because there's something I really wanted. But then I was like, she's like, you know, I can do a payment plan. But then I was like, I can't imagine getting into debt right now. Getting $6,000 more into debt. I can't imagine that. So I was like, you know what? Forget it, you know? In all of this, I'm a research person, right? I'm like a go-getter, and I'm a research person. So in all of this, right, I was doing my research. What I mean by that is I was asking a lot of people that I knew that had home birth about them. And everybody gave me their story about their home birth and their advice and their thoughts. You know, I had good feedback. I had bad feedback. I had people who were like, hey, you know, it might not work because what if the baby's born with the umbilical cord around his neck? You know, I had that, you know, people would say I had that type of birth. It's scary. You wouldn't know what to do. There are people who also said, oh, you know, I don't know if I would do it because I tried it and the baby wouldn't come out, and the baby was like, you know, was having trouble with the heartbeat, so I don't know if I would recommend it. So I was like, okay, you know, thank you. Like, yeah, I really appreciate everybody's feedback. Some people were like, they were so with it, they wouldn't ever give birth in a hospital. That's gonna be me, if ever again. They wouldn't give birth in a hospital, none of that, right? So I was like, all right. So I got all that information. Then I had a conversation with Kevin, right, my husband. So then I had a conversation with him, and I was like, listen, I want to have a home birth. And he's like, nah, right? He's always doubting me. I don't know why he's always doubting me, but he's always doubting me. He goes, leave it to the professionals. I'm a professional. I've had 2 other children. So he's like, nah, for real, go to the hospital, leave it to the professionals, blah, 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 blah. So at this point, because Kevin was like, no, you know, because my midwife thing didn't work out, because at this point I kind of felt like, yo, I don't have nothing else to lean on. Like, I don't know what to do. So I'm just gonna go to the hospital when it's time to have this baby. But, you know, like I said, God's always preparing you for everything. I had all my knowledge from everything I asked everybody, but I just left it alone. So here comes January 31st, right? And I'm in bed. It's like 5:45 and I feel contractions. So for you that don't know, there's 2 types of contractions. You got real contractions and you got Braxton Hicks contractions. Braxton Hicks contractions are like fake contractions. It's like your body getting you used to contractions, but they're not real. Like your thingy is not really opening. So when you have Braxton Hicks and you walk, the pain alleviates. That's how you can kind of tell if it's real or fake. So when I was getting my contractions, I was walking around. I was in a lot of pain, but I was still walking around. So it was getting close, you know, I was feeling better. So I would just go lay down. So then again, I get the contractions. I get up, I walk it off. I'm crying a little bit. I feel better. I go lay down. So this is like at 5:45. So around 7, my husband wakes up and our oldest is going to school. So he wakes up, Elias gets ready. He's like, mommy's in pain, you know, she's gonna have the baby soon. So he goes, you need to go to the hospital, I'm going to the gym. So in my head, I'm like, and I think I said it out loud, I don't remember, but in my head I was like, I don't need to go to the hospital right now. Like, my contractions started at 5:45. It's like 7:30 now. It's not even necessary right now. So I was like, okay. So he was like, yo, I'm out, peace, I'm going to the gym, go to the hospital, I'll talk to you later. So I stayed in the house with our daughter, who was, I think, 2 at the time, maybe. So I don't know. So she stayed in the house with me, and it was just me and her, and I was going through the same thing. But my contractions was still like, you know, they were still strong and they were getting stronger. And by the way, I've never timed my contractions ever. I've never, like, personally, you know how they're like, oh, time your contractions. I've never done that. So I didn't time my contractions. I would just walk it off. I would feel better. I got in the shower, so I can, because my mother-in-law taught me this tip. Shout out to Janine. When Janine was pregnant and she was in labor, my mother-in-law was with her. My mother-in-law put her in the bathtub with warm water, and she let the water drip down. So I remember that tip also. So that's what I was doing. I was just in the bathroom. My thing keeps opening. And I was just in the bathroom, you know, and I was feeling better. So like at 7:50, right? I'm here, and and another thing was that I was looking up on my phone Bible. I was looking up scriptures on my phone to help me feel better. But my daughter was already awake, so I remember like giving her my phone at this point so she can be entertained, right? While I'm having my contractions. Just me and her in the house. So we go, and I call my mother-in-law. I'm pretty sure I called her like 7:47, 7:50-ish, something like that. I call my mother-in-law and she doesn't answer. So I'm like, okay, so I'm doing my bathroom stuff. I'm walking around. My daughter's chilling. So I call my mother-in-law again. And the reason why I really called my mother-in-law is because I really felt bad for my daughter. She was just there, like, watching me in pain. And I'm pretty sure she was hungry. So I was like, hey, can you come and help me out? Because I'm in pain and Karma's here and she might be hungry. So can you help me feed her? So she goes, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll be on my way. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I wait and I wait and I wait. And she gets here before 9, maybe 8:45, right? So she goes, call 911, blah, blah, blah. Because, okay, another thing about my mother-in-law, she's the poster child for panic attacks. She's the poster child for worry. She's the poster child for, like, anything that's nerve-wracking, overreacting. That's her, right? So she goes, she's like here, so she's panicking. I'm like, nah, I really just need you to take care of Karma because I can handle me, right? So she goes, are you bleeding, right? And this is what I do. I literally just touch down and I check to see if I'm bleeding, right? Because why wouldn't you do that? So when she asks me, are you bleeding? I go and I check if I'm bleeding, and I feel the amniotic sac. Hold on. So what is an amniotic sac? It's a sac, right? So it's like a bubble that the baby's in, and that's the baby's, like, that's the baby's bubble. That's where the baby gets the oxygen and all the, like, that's, the baby needs the amniotic sac to live. So when people say, oh, my water broke, what that really means is that their amniotic sac popped basically and the fluid came out, and without that fluid the baby can't really live because that's their livelihood in there. So I feel the amniotic sac. So if you don't understand by now, the amniotic sac means that the baby's right there. So right, so you got the hole. So when I touch, I literally feel it, right? So that means that the baby's right there. So my mother-in-law, and I'm like, oh my god, like the amniotic sac is there, oh my god. So my mother-in-law goes into panic mode, right? She's like, oh my god. I'm not kidding, that's pretty much how she was. So I'm like, all right. So I get on the phone and I call 911. I'm like, yo, I'm in labor. So the lady starts asking me questions, and I'm like, I feel the amniotic sac, right? So this is what she says. She goes, all right, find a couch, take a towel, and lay on your back and put your feet up and stay like that until the ambulance comes. So, because sometimes I like to follow directions, I was like, you know what? All right, I'll do that. So I get a towel, I lay it on the couch, and when I lay back, I feel so much pain. I was like, yo, I'm not doing this. I know what time it is. So that's when God came and he totally took over. So that's when, like I said, so that's when God came and he totally took over. So here, one of the ladies that I asked, she was like, yo, she didn't say yo. One of the ladies that I asked, she was like, the best way to have a baby is by squatting down, right? You get on all fours, you like kind of squat, you get on all fours, because gravity just helps you just to bring that baby out, right? And I was like, oh, all right, you know, maybe I could do this. So I literally got on all fours and I went in, right? So, all right, it's about to get rated R. So I got on all fours. I literally went in my vagina and I pulled my baby out. I got on all fours. I literally went in my vagina and I pulled my baby out. And that was probably the most emotional time in my life. Listen, I've had 2 other kids. I've gotten married. My husband and I had every first that you can think of. I've gone through so many things in my life with my husband, with just like everything in general, with my son. But that was the most emotional moment in my life because I literally was able to deliver my own child. Like, I didn't need a doctor. I didn't need a midwife. I didn't need like a doula. My mother-in-law, so if you're wondering where was your mother-in-law the whole time, she was on the phone with 911 panic, like, she's not listening, she's not listening. I put a towel on the floor and I literally just went in, I grabbed his head and I pulled it out. And when I tell you, that was like people go to school, right, for years so they can help women do that. Midwives charge thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, right, so they can help women do that. But God was like, listen, all you need is you and me. That's all you need to give you what your heart has been asking for, right? So when I pulled my baby out, I was just in tears. Like, I was just like in tears because it was like when I had my first baby, I had him natural, right? I fought the doctors. It was a lot of fighting. I'm always fighting something. Go figure. It was a lot of fighting. And when I gave birth to him, my first thought was like, to my son, to the oldest, was like, I can't believe I just did this. Like, for you to deliver a baby, for you to have, like, for you to give life, it's like, yo, I can't believe I did this, right? And that's with a bunch of people around you helping you. But just imagine for 1 second, that you are able to give life just by yourself, with nobody there, no professionals, nobody trained. Like, that's just you, your baby, and God there, just doing your thing. That's the most proud moment. Like, I graduated school, I got a degree, I mean, like, but no, it's just that moment when I was able to pull my baby out myself with nobody. It was like, and just seeing him and being able to hold him without nobody having to tell me anything, just right away feeding him breast milk, like right away him coming right out. I mean, it does not get any better than that, right? So I just want to say, right, that I know there's a lot of women who can't have this experience, and I know that for me, this is something that I will cherish for my entire life. I don't love him more than any of the other ones, but each of them have a reason in my life for me, right? So that'll be a whole other video, but each of them have their own reason in life for me, right? But to know that I was able to deliver my own baby, nothing, like nobody can take that away from you, you know? And the little cherry on top is that his birth certificate. So if you've seen a birth certificate, it says delivered by, and it usually will have your doctor, your OBGYN. It has my name on it. All right, so let me be serious. So yeah, so that's my favorite, that's my most interesting fact. That's the birth story of Quest Harmony. That's how he got here, you know, and I can only give God all the credit that he was able to pull me through that. Oh, one more fun thing about that story is that this is my husband's heart. I don't know how he feels about this, but while Quest was literally coming out, while I was literally pulling Quest out, my husband was calling me. He was FaceTiming me. I didn't hear the phone because I was having a baby, but he was really calling me. So yeah, I mean, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this inspired you to, like, I really hope that this inspired you not only to want to have a home birth, but I hope this inspired you to do something that you've always wanted to do, and that you've been like, yo, I would never be able to do that. Because you can. I'm telling you. Like, I'm not trying to be like inspirational or emotional. Like, I'm trying to really be real right now and tell you that that one thing that you've always wanted to do, or that one thing that you've always tried to do, you can do it. It will happen for you if you just put your mind through it and you ask God to guide you. For real though. So one thing I want to do, because I was called out on it today, I want to give a shout out. I think they say notification shout out. I want to give my first shout out to Shoaib. Hold up, my bad, I always forget my password. So I want to give a notification shout out to Shoaib. Thank you for being part of our brand. Thank you for watching our videos. Thank you for being part of our brand. Thank you for joining us on this ride. You want a shout out? Comment below. So yeah, comment below what you want to see. Comment below what you thought about this video. Some people think I'm crazy for this story. They're like, oh my god, you're crazy, I would never. Some people just don't know how to react. Some people love it. I hope you love it. I hope it inspires you to do something that you've never done before, that you really have in your mindset to do. I hope it inspires you in one way or the other. But at the end of the day, I just hope that you're gonna try you won't give up on that one thing you really want, you know. Comment below your favorite part of your day. Let me know your favorite part of your day. We always want to hear it. No matter how small it is. Like, for some people, eating chocolate may be their favorite part of their day. Shoot, let that be your favorite part of your day. Go for it. I love me some chocolate. I wish I had some chocolate today, but I didn't, because I'm working on something. And it's not my body. It kind of is my body, but not really. Focus. All right. So yeah. Oh, now that, let me mention another thing that I did. Actually, it was 3 weeks before. No, it was 2. Yeah, 3 weeks. I did a 3-week fast before I gave birth, and I also think that was another reason why I think my birth was so easy. So if you have comments about my birth stories, let me know. If you want to hear the birth stories of the other 2, which are quite interesting, let me know. I would love to share with you. Comment below, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you soon. Bye.